Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another special edition of the Coach U Show. Today, we have the most successful affiliate marketer in Nigeria. And Nigeria is a country with a lot of poverty. 43% are living below the poverty line, 40% are unemployed. $200 is a significant, life-changing amount of income. And our guest today has helped 3,000 people be able to make an extra couple $100 or a couple $1,000 a month. Welcome, Bruno, Nwogu. How are you doing, my friend?
Fine, Dennis. Good to be here. Good to be here, Dennis. I'm good. How are you?
Very good. And we're excited about creating 1 million jobs. We know that in Nigeria, Pakistan, the Philippines, other countries where even $500 a month is a lot of money, when we can equip them to be competent digital marketers following the path that you have shown other people, that we have shown other people, we can make a really big impact on this planet. So I'm so excited to unlock that. And we want to get into your brain and help other people. How did you do this? So before we get into the details of how to become a successful affiliate marketer, I want to understand your story. So tell everyone about yourself.
All right. So I'm Bruno Nwogu, and I started affiliate marketing just a year ago, about July 5th. So the story is actually a bit incredible. It's the stuff you hear in movies, right? And so what happened was, I'd finished. Okay, first of all, let me backtrack a bit so you get the context. So I graduated college, as you would call it, but here we call it university. I graduated from Federal University of Technology, Owerri, with a third class. That's basically my I don't know if you understand what that means, but it means that my CGPA was not more than 2.5, right? And it wasn't because I was dumb. It was just because that I felt that I didn't connect to what I was studying in school. Anyways, so I went for my NYSC. There's something we have here called NYSC. It's a time where you go and you serve the country. You're sent to different parts of the country and you serve there, and stuff like it's mandatory once you finish university. So during the process of service, I discovered that I couldn't get a good job. So I was working as a customer service rep, and I was earning about 40,000 naira a month. Now, 40,000 naira a month is right now the current dollar rates to naira. It's less than $100. It's less than $100. As about then, it was about $100. Here's where it gets interesting. I was spending about 30,000 naira on transport, meaning I was spending close to 80% or 75% of my salary on transporting myself from my house to my office. At the end of the day, I was probably taking only $10 home.
How do you live like that? How do you eat? How do you pay for bills?
Honestly, right now I don't know how I did it, but I thank God for my mother because she supported me. She really supported me. At a point, it seemed like I was paying to work, because by the time you subtract what you have left, there's really nothing left. And so my goal was, okay, let me just do this long enough. I would get, after the service year ended, they would increase my salary to 60,000 naira, which was roughly above, just about $120 exactly. So it was significant for me. I was really looking forward to it. And then April 1st, 2020, they said we shouldn't come to work again. COVID had become a problem in Nigeria. And I remember going back home that day and I started thinking to myself, what's going to happen now? But the good thing about my employers was that they decided to pay us half of our salary. That was about $40 and 20,000 naira. So it was good for me because now I wasn't spending anything on transport and I was getting much more. And I felt like, oh, this is good. But I knew that when COVID, when the whole COVID thing finally blows over, things will be different. And I needed to equip myself with new skills. Of course, I've been hearing about making money online, but I never understood what exactly it was, how exactly it worked. The concept was so foreign to me. Like when people say they made money online, what exactly were they doing?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until a friend of mine, her name is Ogi, she just told me about a product, a course. And that's why I'm super excited about what we're going to do, because you see, education is what changes lives. Education is what changes lives. So she told me about this course, all right, and I started the course, and it was very simple to follow, very easy, just learn a couple of things and practice it. And I said, let me try my hands on it, and that was it. That was literally it. My goal when I started the course was, I said, with what I'm learning, I want to be able to make $400 a month, all right? Mm-hmm. And if I'm able to make about $2,000 by the end of the year, July, I'll have considered myself a very successful affiliate marketer. That was my goal. And would you believe it, Dennis, that in 1 month, I was able to do $2,000
in profit.
In profit.
Wow.
In profit.
What were you selling as an affiliate marketer?
I was selling digital courses, books, courses, subscription. That was basically what I was selling. Nothing big. I didn't even have a blog. I still don't have a blog. You've been telling me to write. Well, I still don't have a blog today, right? But I just used my phone. I had a laptop then, all right? But I didn't necessarily need to have a laptop. I had a laptop then. I was just doing what you do in affiliate marketing, connecting buyers to sellers. And that was literally it. So that's how I started affiliate marketing, and I haven't looked back since then.
And you've helped 3,000 people start affiliate marketing.
Oh, yes. So how that happened was that as I started, a couple of people said, seeing what I was doing, and they're like, oh, they're interested. Okay, so you get the course, you start. So I found out like people were struggling. They were not getting results as fast as I was getting, or any results at all. So I said, okay, you know what? I was tired of explaining to one person every single time. So I said, okay, let me have a group of people, all right? Whenever anybody gets into this course through any of you, right, I would teach them. So we began to grow. Between last year, September to this year, we've had over 3,300 people who have started affiliate marketing. Of course, about 1% of them, all right, you know how education things are, how about 1% of them are actually doing very, very well from affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
More than 1%, about 10% of them to be precise.
300, wow.
Yes.
Are you interviewing these students?
Well, yes, I get to interview some of them, but not all of them.
You should tell their stories so other people can be just like them.
Thank you. I'm definitely going to do that henceforth.
What is it about these 300 people versus the other 3,000 people that sets them apart?
Well, I would say that these people are people who are very motivated, and these are people who want to do something, with their lives, because there's anybody who promises you and says start affiliate marketing or start this online business so you're going to be rich is lying, right? Is lying, because the truth is you have to be persistent. There are times when you're going to want to give up. There are times you're not going to see any results, but you have to be able to push. And so that's what I told a friend of mine. I said, see, the reason why you do something, all right, is very, very important. Your intent is powerful because it'll keep going, it'll keep pushing you, even when you don't feel like doing it. So I feel these people have very good motivation to actually start. I also feel like these people are persistent, and then they are able to leverage their networks. They're able to practice what they're being taught, and then stay on it till they actually see result. Because I won't say it's guaranteed, but if you stay on it, right, you will see the results of it.
So how do you ask a question that determines whether they're actually persistent?
Well, I haven't
Everyone's going to say they're persistent. Everyone's going to say they're motivated.
Everybody does say that you're persistent, right? But one of the things I asked them is that, would you be able to stay on this for 3 months, even if you don't see any results yet? And of course, a couple of them say yes, that they are able to, as long as, if they stay long enough with it, they will definitely see results. Yeah, so that's the question I asked a lot of them.
Why don't you ask that as part of this little video screening? Why don't we make a video screening where you literally ask them a couple of different choices and they select, the interactive videos we've been making?
Yes. That's good. That's fine.
What other kinds of questions can you ask to determine who's going to be successful versus not?
Well, the first thing is to ask if they know how to handle a smartphone, all right, how well they are with a smartphone. Okay. That if you're not somebody who is very educated, you definitely have issues with certain things. All right, you don't need a high level of education, but you do need a level of education. As you will know that the education system here is developing, and it can be better. Yes, but you do need a level of education to be able to do well, because you're communicating with people, you're selling. So you need to be able to communicate your thoughts, your products, your services very well. At least you need to be able to articulate yourself. So the first one is to know, can they handle the smartphone very well? All right. That's the first question. Well, I just simply ask them, right? Of course, the point is what I want to do when I'm asking this question is to give them a picture of what they will expect. All right. What they will expect while they are using or going through the program or going through the course. That's why I actually ask those questions most of the time, because sometimes what I found out that most people do is they just make big promises, and they don't filter the kind of people that are coming in, so that these people have the right expectations, and expectations they don't get they don't feel ripped off, that they didn't know what they were getting into. So I just ask those questions to set the mindset to know that this is what you'll be doing. That's what I do. That's one of the questions I do. Then the second one I try to do is I ask them what's the books they've read in the past 8 weeks, the books they've read in the past 8 weeks, and if they can give me a summary of it. Now, I don't do this one-on-one, because it can be very time consuming if you're doing it one-on-one. So what sometimes you have to do is create maybe like a process, maybe a type form, a Google form, where people can actually go and fill that. And then, of course, people would lie. There's no system. Some people would lie because they just want to get in. It's fine, but it helps than not having a filtration system at all.
Yeah, good. We should make that a video filtration system and ask them these questions and ask them to reply with the video so you can test their communication skills. What are some of the specific exercises or proof points that you can tell if they can do these things, then they're going to succeed in the program?
Well, I haven't really assessed it that way to know who does succeed and who doesn't succeed. I just have questions that I ask them, because I realized after a couple of times that, okay, some people are doing better than the others. All right. So I haven't really done this test, but I will do that once we are done, so that it would really help basically how we're getting people in.
We should build this after we finish this podcast. Would you like to go ahead and build it? It would take us maybe.
Yeah, why not?
We just build it.
Yeah, sure, why not? Why not?
Yeah. Okay. Because look, with 3,300 people that have come through your program in the last 11 months, so that's 300 people a month. There's no way you can talk to every one of them one-on-one. So you have to automate most of it, even though you could have group coaching, right? And maybe some one-on-one for the very top people. It's 3,000, but I would like to make that 1 million. How many people are in Nigeria?
Well, according to the last census, we have close to 200 million people, but those of working class age are about 95 of them, 95 million in the working class range. It's the larger population of demographic population in Nigeria.
And of the 95 million, maybe 40 million are unemployed, right?
Absolutely.
And those who are unemployed or maybe underemployed, they have a job, but they're barely making any money.
Exactly.
How many of them have smartphones and you think might be candidates for our program?
Well, according to the last research I did, the smartphone penetration in Nigeria has actually increased, I think, by 18%. Basically, if we're to use Facebook's data, because, when as a marketer, one of the things we do is look at, those who can actually see what we're offering. According to Facebook data, there are about 20 million Nigerians that use Facebook. The last data I got, I don't know. Of course, it have definitely increased, because the smartphone penetration has definitely increased since the last time they collected that data. So that's the pool that we have, basically, to reach out to people.
It's mainly Facebook and Twitter.
Mainly Facebook and Twitter.
What about YouTube?
Yeah, of course, there are Nigerians there. They're definitely there. But I don't have the data because I haven't looked at YouTube.
So what if we just put out all of the training content, and that's part of the screening where we're filtering these people, and just put it all out there on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and get your website going. And then instead of impacting only 3,000 people, let's go to 30,000 people, go to 300,000 people. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Okay. That would be amazing, Dennis. That would be superb.
And I see that you're super active on Twitter and you get a lot of engagement, even though you only have, 17,000 followers?
I don't have up to 17.
Only a few thousand. You don't have a very big following.
I don't. I have about 9,300.
9,000. Yeah. You don't even have 10,000 followers yet.
Nope.
But how did you get to your 9,000 followers? Because most people have nothing.
Yeah, I know, right? So I think the secret to Twitter is just, of course, tweeting often, but then relating with people. Okay, so there's a statement I saw somewhere that if you want to be somebody on Twitter, you have to be somebody outside of Twitter. So what I do, which is also one of the things I documented in my upcoming books, or rather on affiliate marketing, is that you have to engage communities, you have to join communities, you have to be a person of value, right? There's something you have to give to people, and so I'm very big about relationships, right? And I value relationships a lot because I believe strongly that money can take you places, but relationships will take you to places where money would never probably take you to. And that's why I tend to keep my relationships, stay in touch with people. And it's just the core. It's basically what I believe. I believe so much in having and cultivating the right relationships. So because of that, I don't burn bridges. I don't tend to, throw people away or cut off people, because I mean, those people might just be the people that you need, all right, to get to where you are supposed to be. And you know how these things work. I'm a believer, all right. So I believe that God uses people. So that's basically it. That's why I get to connect with people. I get them to follow me on social media. And the thing about it is, if you engage with people, they will engage with you back. That's basically it. So you give engagement, you get engagement back. And if you do something long enough, right? And with the way the Twitter algorithm works, more people that are outside your circle will get to see your tweets and engage it too. And then it definitely will grow from there.
Wow, that is a great worldview, Bruno, on how to grow on Twitter, just like growing on the other social networks. I like how you've wrapped in the idea of being persistent, even if you don't see results in the first 90 days, with relationships, which, just like planting a seed, takes a lot of time. And then
exactly
show up and being there for other people that will take you further than money could ever take you. I think that resonates very highly.
Absolutely. You have just summarized the core of what I am actually putting out in my book for affiliate marketing. You just put it in one simple sentence. That is amazing, Dennis.
Well, I want to help you promote your book, and I want to promote your site, and I want to promote your other products, because I want to create jobs with you. And I'm very excited that you're in our program and we're working together.
I'm super excited, Dennis. You literally have no idea how grateful I am whenever I get to know the fact that, oh man, Dennis just finds me. Dennis, can I say something?
Yeah.
So I remember posting one of your one of your posts on my WhatsApp, and somebody messaged me and is like, "How much did you pay this guy?" And I'm like, "How do you think I'm actually paying this guy? No way. How much do I probably have to pay him?" I'm like, "No, I'm not doing this guy. Whatever you're saying, it's from his heart. This is something he's passionate about. This is who he is." And it was unbelievable. People are like, "This guy's promoting you so much." I'm like, "I don't know. I really don't know." I believe it's because Dennis is an amazing person, though.
That's why we're spending time together. The thing is that all of us here and anyone who's watching, you should set a high price for your services, and time is a barrier. But then when you have certain friends that you like because they share the same mission, because you want to spend time with them, then you can lower the price to zero. True. Right? Because you're working together, because we're creating value. And thus the value that we're creating together is more than any amount you could ever pay in coaching or buying products and whatnot. But I think it's funny because a lot of people, especially if they're coming from not having any money, then they think, well, if I lower my price, then I can get more customers, right? But it is the exact opposite, because you need to set the perception of high value. You need to be able to increase your prices, like Alex Berman and I teach. So when you increase the price, you bring in only the very top customers who don't want to work with you. But if you don't have enough demand of people who want to work with you and you raise your price, then you have nothing, right? But if you have a lot of you're so good at building engagement that when you set a high price, or a high price relative in Nigeria could be $500 in the US is nothing, but maybe $500 in Nigeria is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
But when you set a high price,
go on. No, I want to say that that somebody who is earning $500 in Nigeria, that's 250,000 naira, is doing very well for themselves. Like if someone my age was earning 250,000 naira monthly, the person is doing well for themselves.
Yeah,
that's how it is, and that's why I believe that with what you and I are going to do, where we're going to, meet the demand, all right, in the US and in foreign countries in Europe, with the supply of able and skilled services here in Nigeria, who will go through our training, I believe we're going to change lives.
Yeah. What do you think the top skill is that we can equip Nigerians to do? People starting from nothing and being able to make a solid, say, $200 a month starting. So is it 40,000 Naira? What is that?
200,000 a month is 100,000 Naira.
Okay. So to make 100,000 Naira, what kind of skill can they learn inside of, say, 3 or 4 weeks? We'll say 90 days, right? Just to screen people, to set expectations. But within, 3 weeks, what can they learn and do repeatedly as a task? What do you think?
Okay, so I think from my end, we want to look at something that is easy for people to be able to do. I will have said coding, right? I mean, Andela is doing something like that in Nigeria, where they supply foreign countries with Nigerian software designers who are really very good at what they do. Andela is doing that, but that requires a lot of time and consistency. But I think from anything digital marketing, simple things like building a landing page, writing basic copy and video editing skills. These are anybody who is serious, right? They can actually learn, all right, and then, begin to practice. And if they're good enough, we can teach them how to get, foreign clients who will pay them, that amount, basically.
Yeah. So you just said video editing, writing copy, building landing pages. Those are all beginner kinds of skills. Mm-hmm. And then if they qualified and they go through that course, so let's say they select, which of these would you like to learn? You click on the one below, then we go through the training, they earn the badge, and then people can hire them to build that package. So I'll tell you, for example, in the United States, we know that we can sell, well, there's something we teach called the 3x3 video editing. So people make 3 why, 3 how, and 3 what. So a real estate agent makes 9 videos, right? Mm-hmm. Mortgage broker, 9 videos. A doctor, they make 9 videos, and then they upload that to a folder. When we can get that processed, so these are just 1-minute videos, get that whole batch of 9 videos processed, we know that we can easily charge $100 for that. And the beauty of these 1-minute videos is they're very simple. They're just direct to face, as you know how to do, direct to face cell phone videos like this, using templates that we already built. So they don't have to be creative. In fact, we don't want them to be creative. They literally take the video, put it into this template using any of the video tools that we have training on how to do that. That's worth $100. So if they can do, and let's say that, there's some kind of rev share because they have to pay for some of the training or whatnot. But let's say if they can do 5 of those, they want a week, that's already $500. So that's you said 100,000 Naira, right?
No, $500 is 250.
I'm sorry, 250,000 Naira. Yeah. 250,000 Naira. So the folks in Nigeria, they understand dollars versus Naira, or do you have to talk about it as Naira?
No, the people we are trying to get to probably understand dollar versus Naira. They definitely understand dollar versus Naira.
So $500. Now think about this. We know that just from the testing that we've done, you know how long it takes for someone who is average, not someone who's really good, but we've done testing. Someone who's average, how long does it take them to process one 1-minute video using our template?
I don't know. You tell me.
15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So they can do 4 in 1 hour. So if they're doing 9, they can do that in just over 2 hours. So in one day, let's say they work 8 hours in a day and they're doing 4 per hour, they can do 32 of these videos. So they can basically do 3.5 packages, right? So if each package is $100, they can make $350 in one day. Well, that's the amount of revenue we can bill for. So we can charge the customer $100 for that. And then let's say that, of the $100, we can provide a third to them, a third to all the other people in our systems, and maybe like a third is for our foundation to be able to create more training and whatnot, right? But imagine if you do the math on that, that is, well, we can pay them $3 per video that they edit, right? Think about the math on it. If we pay them $3, so if someone's making $500, if they want to make $500 a month, do the math, and let's say they work 20 days out of the month, right? They take the weekends off, right? They only have to make $25 a day. That's it. $25 a day in 8 hours is only $3 an hour. So if they can process 1 video per hour, but we know they can make 4 per hour. They can process 1 video per hour, 8 videos per day, right? 1 package per day. So we have all these clients that are coming in, they're submitting their videos, right? If we can teach video editors how to use our templates to be able to do that, and they edit just 9 videos per day, they're making $500 a month.
Incredible. That's incredible.
And that's what we want to teach. We want to teach tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to be able to do that. And video editing is just one of many tasks. There's dozens of other tasks that we can teach. Yeah, because in the United States, there's no way you can hire anyone for $3 an hour. The minimum wage here is $10 to $15 an hour. That's just to work at McDonald's, $10 to $15 an hour. So we've got hungry Nigerians that are willing to work for basically $3 an hour, and they have to submit, one video per hour. What do you think, Bruno, about, do you think people would be willing to be paid per video, or do you think they want to be paid per hour?
I think per video will be a very good measurement, because then you are getting results based on the work that they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there'd have to be a QA. So let's say that, I work inside Bruno's content factory, and, today I make 10 videos, right? I edit 10, these videos, they come into the queue, and I work on them, and I submit 10 videos. So I work on these videos and I submit them, but maybe 3 of them get rejected, right? Because maybe there's a problem with the transcription, or I didn't follow the directions, or I used the wrong template, or I did something wrong, right? Even still, and even if I don't fix the other, obviously I don't want to have a high error rate, not because I want to make more money, but because if my error rate is too high, then I get kicked out of the system, right? Because I'm making too many mistakes, right?
Yes.
But even if I had an error rate initially, because in the first couple of weeks, people are going to make a lot of mistakes just because they're learning, right? But even still, if I'm making $3 a video, and of the 10 I submit, only 7 get through, I'm still making $21. So I'm still making $350 a month, which is still pretty good. So there's 170,000 Naira. That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, imagine that. And imagine, so we have this before and we have this after. And before they work, we just talked about that. There's a screening process. What do we say? We would love to hire you. It's $3 per video, $3 per task. And we know that in order for you to be able to get this job and qualify, you need to get through the training. So we're going to provide you with this training. And you screen them. Are you willing to work hard? Are you willing to put in the time? Can you use a smartphone? All this kind of screening. And then once they qualify and they graduate in the program, we send them a certificate. It could be a virtual one. They put it on the phone. They can show everybody, hey, look, I passed Bruno's super affiliate program, whatever what type of name.
No, I don't have a name. I don't have a name.
Yeah, and then on the name, then we say, okay, people in this program, now they're working inside the factory. And so let's say I work on videos and you work on landing pages and someone else works on, so there's different assembly lines inside the factory of people to do these different things. And then as they submit these items, they go in, and from the queue, you pull down, each, you work on one, you submit, then you pull down the next one, you work on it, right? And then at the end of the day, the manager comes in and looks at all of yours and says, okay, good. Nope, this one you need to fix. Okay, good. Nope, fix this one, right? And they submit an error code. So for each one, if it's rejected, they have to choose one. They have to choose one of the reason codes, the error codes on how to go back. So you go back and fix it and resubmit. And then it says, okay, so Bruno, I submit my tasks and I have, 10 tasks I submitted and 8 of them got through, and maybe I fix those. So, maybe I get all 10 through and make $30. And each day, you submit 20 tasks because you're so good, or maybe 30, right? You're so good. After several months, you get your speed.
Your speed gets better. Yes.
15 minutes per task is what the average person should be at. We've tested it. But in the United States, when we tested with people who have high-speed internet and who are very well trained, have been doing it for 5+ years, and they can do 10 per hour.
Okay.
They're even better. So the standards that we set are not things that we've made up. It's things that we've tested. So we've documented. We have them. Okay. Now you record. Now here's the timer starts. Okay, cool. Now let's see how many can you get, and let's see how many mistakes you make. If you go too fast, you make too many mistakes, right? Let's see how many can you do.
So you find the average where someone can go as fast as possible without making so much mistakes.
Yeah. So that's in the world of business organization, that's called a time and motion study, which is what we've done. Yeah. So you take any task that you know how to do, and anyone who's watching, if there's something you know how to do, literally record a Loom or a Zoom or whatever, a screen recorder showing how you do this task, and then turn that into training, and then give that to someone else. And that someone else, just to show that the training's good, you have to be able to give it to them without talking to them and see if they can do that task with the only training they have is watching your video, right? And the checklist that you produce. And then you see, can I get 3 people to be able to go through this without getting stuck? So normally when you produce training,
and you give it to people and you think, oh yes, this is very good. It's very clear. I made sure I covered everything, it's obvious. There's other things I could talk about, but they're obvious. So I didn't mention them. Then you realize those things that you thought were obvious, you actually need to put in there. So then you have 3 people try it and they'll come back and say, oh, I have a question on this. Oh, I got confused here. I got confused at this one thing here. And so you keep improving the training until then you give it to a new batch of people. Okay, now you guys, you try, and they try it and they're able to do it. Then you know that task is eligible to be in the factory. And that means other people, provided that they pass the initial screening, that they're, they show up on time, they are willing to work hard, they are reliable, they're reasonably, they have a good smart. As long as they come through that and they're okay, then we know if they go through the training, it will be successful. But if we let people into the training and they don't have those basic prerequisites in terms of character and expectation and the internet, then they're going to fail, and then they're going to blame the training, right? So we have to screen them first,
yes,
and then give them access to the training, and then be able to hire them. So that's what we find. Yeah, I'm excited.
Process. I'm super excited about it.
I want to end this podcast so we can start building this training right now.
The way you talked about it, I just realized that, wow, you know what it means that the average person can actually earn $500, all right? I mean, we set up, the other challenge they might have is how do they receive the payments? Because, PayPal in Nigeria, there's, a bit of friction. It's not seamless like that. So that might be an issue, but that's very, very, very little compared to.
Oh, what about there's like TransferWise and there's these other payment systems that cover Nigeria?
Yeah, as long as they're payment systems.
Yeah. So Warren Whitlock was telling me yesterday when we were having lunch about this system called Perk, and Perk pays on the blockchain, so you don't have all these other things.
That's interesting. That's cool.
Bitcoin, but then you have to get them set up on Bitcoin, which is a little bit more complicated, right?
Yeah. I don't think it will be complicated for the people that we want to reach out to, but then 1 million Nigerians, it might be complicated for a lot of them though, because we don't have 1 million people using crypto as of now in Nigeria. No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I don't think so.
We can figure that out too. The main thing is you got to build the program, give it a name, and then run people through it and just start to adjust. Even though it's not perfect, let's have people start editing videos. Let's have them, and once the video is edited, then we have the other queue, which is the posting queue. So when the video gets submitted and approved for that particular business, then we need to then post it on their Google My Business on that client. So let's say it's a chiropractor, and we post it on their Facebook page, and then we post it on their website, and we post it on their Twitter, and then maybe we post it on their LinkedIn, or post it on their Quora, or post it on their YouTube, right? Whatever it is. That posting is also counted as a task.
Okay.
And we know the task takes 15 minutes, right? So that the person who's the content poster, they can make money. So they, maybe they take 10 of these videos and they're able to post each of those videos, they post in 4 or 5 different places. So then they submit, and we look at in the report and we say, okay, Bruno just submitted these 10 different videos that he posted in all these other places, and we can see it right here, screenshots, proof that he did it. We can log into the analytics, we can see, yes, Bruno made all these different postings, and then they get paid as well, $3 a task.
That's incredible. That's very good.
And then on top of that, every 10 people in the system, we want to have at least one that is a manager, right? Because we don't want you and I to be the one approving every single.
Of course not. That's going to be, of course.
So our friend Brennan Agronoff, who does the face socks, he has 150 virtual assistants inside his factory. And they're from all over the world, Philippines, India, Nigeria, all over the place. And he has managers that are watching over the 150, and every one of them, they complete their task, right? It then goes into approval. So a manager has to come in and approve that. So the manager should be someone who has gone through the system and done at least 100 tasks. So they can show that they know how to do it. Because what you don't want to do is just bring in some manager and then they don't really know what they're doing. But someone who's done that, and then you pay them 20% of whatever the task is worth. So if the task is worth $3, then you pay them 60 cents. So it's worth 1/5 as much of that. So a manager could easily come in and in the course of one day, go through 200 or 300 tasks. Quickly just look at them, evaluate them. If it doesn't fit, then they give the reason code. So, one of 7 or 8 different reasons why. So then, the image is wrong, there's a typo, it's, it's too blurry, it's, whatever. So they reply back, the reason code gets kicked back. So a manager should be able to make $10 to $15 an hour because they're able to handle way more. So they should make more because they understand how to do it. But then they're also watching over these other people. So they're managing what's in the queue, making sure the quality is high. And then of course the customers are giving us feedback. So when you have rating systems like a Yelp or a Google reviews or the 5-star kinds of systems like an Uber, right? Someone does a task and you rate them 5 stars, right? 1 to 5. Then as these projects are being done, these customers rate us. And if a particular worker, their rating drops below 4.5, or if a manager and the VAs are too low, below 4.5, then it sends a note to a supervisor, someone who's senior, who then says, okay, what is going on here? Let's figure, okay, this worker is having problems. They're not allowed to work anymore because they just keep making too many mistakes. Or this manager is just automatically approving all the tasks that are coming through and are not watching it. So, because we know there's going to be a normal error rate. So we want the manager to be able to watch when there's errors. So this manager is not doing a good job. So they either need to fix their performance, because maybe they got lazy and they just click approve without watching.
True.
So either they need to fix it or then they need to go. So now you have multiple levels of accountability because it's based on the underlying customer rating us 5 stars, right?
That sounds good. That sounds good.
And that's the software that we built to be able to manage that. It's a little bit rough, but I can't wait to launch it outside of what right now it's just for socks and mittens and other kinds of simple graphics. But it definitely applies to the 1-minute videos and to the postings too.
That's just one particular skill, basically.
Yeah. Because you've been training people on how to make money as an affiliate marketer, but then they have to do everything all by themselves.
Yes, actually, everything all by themselves.
They have to learn, they have to deal with the customers. They have to learn how to sell themselves. They have to be able to generate their own demand. There's so many things. It's difficult.
So you're so absolutely spot on.
But imagine that all they have to do is qualify, go through the training, and initially they can be paid $3 a task. So maybe initially they're only making $100 a month because they're having to learn, right? Because then they're making too many mistakes with it. And then they're $200 a month, then they're $500 a month, then they're $1,000 a month. Because if they can do 3 of these, $1,000 a month is $6 an hour. So they only have to do 2 of these per hour, right? They're at $1,000 a month. There's 3 a month, that's $1,500 a month. 4 of them per hour, $2,000 a month, right? So to make $500 a month, they only have to, do the math. They only have to do just over 1 per hour, 1 of these tasks per hour, which should be pretty, not too hard. And they come in, they do the training for 2 or 3 weeks to get qualified, learn how, maybe they have some practice videos or practice.
Yes.
What we don't want to do is let them loose on live clients because they'll mess up and the clients.
Nope. You don't want to do that.
Practice, right? Inside our academy. And we let them work on real clients and they move their way up. And as they demonstrate that they can do these tasks, then they can go back to the training and learn more skills, then unlock more areas of the factory. Initially, they start all at the basic level 1 tasks. Then they can move up to level 2 tasks and those tasks are worth more, right? As they increase their skill, they unlock more tasks, more things in the factory. They can make more money and also become a manager. So that's my vision. That way, you and I don't have to watch every single worker, right?
Of course.
So this whole system, I love what you've been doing, Bruno. You've been doing it as one person, but imagine if we built a whole team and a whole factory around this.
That would be a dream come true. Have so many people that you're impacting and changing their lives. I think that's wonderful.
So you're charging now for people to come into your training, to be an affiliate, to be able to make money online, selling info products and such. How much are you charging?
Well, the course I was affiliated for was charging about roughly $100. I have a personal course I created, which is barely $40, $41.
$41? So what if we say that the price of entering our training program is $40 and they'll be able to learn all these different skills?
I think people would really, really jump on it because that is very, very, I think it's going to be a very good entry point, basically, because it's not too low for it to be seen as a, something that's, something is too cheap. It's the worth, all right, is also considered that way. But then it's not too high for people to not aspire, to not get to. Basically, I think it's a perfect price.
Yeah. And $40, they should be able to get through the program in 3 weeks. And in 3 weeks, they can have a job where they're getting paid $3 a task. Some people are going to be very good. You say the top 10% are just going to do really well, and the other, the 50%. But let's say the people who are on average are decent. Maybe they're doing, 5 or 6 tasks per day, and those are worth $3. That's $15 a day. So in 3 days of working, within their first 3 days, they've paid back their investment in the training program.
Exactly.
That's worth
Exactly.
it. Then after
Very
a month,
worth it.
they've made $500. They've made 10 times. So in the first month, if they do a good job, they've made back 10 times their investment in the training program.
Sounds, then it sounds so good to be true, because I mean, if somebody were to hear this, they'd be like, can we get started right now?
Well, the risk is you don't want to let everyone in. So if people want to go to
Yes.
Harvard or they want to go to a high-end university or whatnot, we're not going to just let anyone in, because if they fail, that looks bad on us, right?
It looks bad on us, definitely.
Yeah. And it's bad for the customers too, because the clients that are coming in, they're paying for the work to be done, right? Because the factory, the beauty is we have the factory. So the factory has the workers that are coming in that we just talked about, but the factory also has customers. So as these
Yes.
customers are coming in and ordering from the factory, we have to be able to make all the products in the factory. So we're having to organize on both sides. You see what I'm
Both
saying?
sides. Yes, yes.
More customers. So right now we have the issue of we have too many customers. We cannot service all the customers. We're not producing enough in the factory to service all the customers. So we have to train up more people to work in the factory.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Makes a
So
lot
I'm
of
excited to launch that for you, not because I want to make a lot of money, but because two things. A, I feel bad for all the customers that are waiting to have their videos edited, waiting to get help with social media, waiting to get all the digital marketing things that are done. But while we can help the customers and we can create jobs at the same time.
I think it's a perfect match, because here in Nigeria, a couple of people I think what COVID did was that COVID awoke a lot of people to the possibilities of the internet, and how that you don't need to sit down in front of a desk and you don't necessarily need that to make decent income for yourself. All right. And of course, seeing people do that with affiliate marketing, digital marketing, it's just opened the door for all these people. And trust me, my group were at the 3,000 people that I told you about, over 3,000. For the whole affiliate system generally, right, in Nigeria, because it's just starting, I'm very sure that there are over 10,000, about over 10,000 people in affiliate marketing. And that's because he just kind of, people start getting aware, because the average Nigerian does not believe that you can actually make money on the internet legally. Because yes, because
I know.
Yeah, you understand, because they feel like, oh, it's going to be, what we call Yahoo, 419 scams and all that stuff. You're either trying to defraud somebody, and then you tell somebody that you can actually do this without, and now you can explain the process. You can explain how just like you've done, right? Explain what it would take, and you've literally just sold me on the program, and and if I had nothing that I was doing, even as I still have something I'm doing, I'm interested in it already. So imagine what the other people can do, because once they see that this is how much they can actually make, they see it's possible, and they see that this is what's required of them. I'm very sure a lot of them will probably even leave their present jobs, because they have to battle traffic, they have to battle hot weather, they have to battle so many things to get less than what you're offering them, all right, with less efforts. So I'm telling you, we are in for a good time. I mean, there will be challenges we'll meet along the way, and I'm ready for that. There's no way it's going to be a smooth ride. I'm not expecting a very smooth ride. I'm expecting challenges. I'm expecting we have to take it probably a different path. We have to review our process, our hiring system. All this will come into play. But I think the benefit of it far outweighs the cost. So I'm ready to do this with you.
Absolutely. I'm excited, Bruno. I believe that nothing happens randomly. Everything
Same here,
happens.
too.
I'm a
Same
believer
here.
too. And I believe that all things happen for us, whether we realize it. They don't happen to us, they happen for us.
True.
All right. Well, everyone watching, I hope you learned a lot, because we are here to create 1 million jobs. And there's so many other people who are part of this that I'm grateful for. Our team to be able to build this technology, which is necessary to bring everyone together. The other people like Bruno that are smart and motivated, that have their audience and their group of people in their community, and to be able to help from their direct example. And all the other partners that we have that run these different technology tools, where they're contributing their tools, often donating it for free and donating their time to be able to make this ecosystem happen. Like you said, Bruno, the change that happened with COVID forced everyone into digital faster than we would have thought. I would have thought this was 10 years away. But this thing dropped in our lap, and I thought, oh no, we have to hurry.
Yeah, true.
I was thinking in 10 years we would have this system built, but now it's not ready, but it's probably barely good enough to use. So I say, let's go and use it, and we'll fix it along the way.
True.
Thank you, Bruno, my friend. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Dan. Appreciate it.